Tears of the Kingdom review. As an owner of both consoles, Nintendo Switch and a PS5, this game is alright. The hype is way too out of place, and if there's a 10, then Final Fantasy, and if that's a 10, hold on, I'm working my way through this, then Final Fantasy VII Rebirth must be a 12 or something. I can name many RPG games that has better aesthetics, open world activities, and stuff. Okay. The PS5 has nothing to do with this. I don't know what you're rambling about. Just want to see Baldur's Gate lower, because WTF even is that game, but it's also really good. Wonderful. The best game on Earth, cinematic-wise. On Earth. The whole Earth. One of the best video games I've played. 5 out of 10. Hold on, Kitty Cat wants to say something. Best game of all time. I would love to talk more about it, but I can't right now, so. A great adventure game, but a completionist's nightmare. I have given up on trying to 100% the Switch Zelda games because it would take too much time and I have other games I want to play. I had a pretty well thought out review prepared for Tears of the Kingdom to justify giving it such a middling score, but through the power of the internet and Error 403, that review has, much like my hopes for this game, been cast into the pits of despair, consigned to an endless oblivion. If that's a preview of what your review was gonna be like, I'm very interested in reading that. Forget about all those Fortnite cravers who actually think Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom copied Fortnite, even though Breath of the Wild came out first. Breath of the Wild is definitely an 8, and Tears of the Kingdom improved so much from Breath of the Wild, which is, oh yeah, I cut it off there because copied Fortnite. First, let me start by giving some credentials. I have a bachelor's in game design and a crap ton of experience too. Now let me state why this game only deserves 2 stars and why anybody who has ever played a better game should stay away. This game is only fun for people who have not had the joy of trying something better. You can't start by saying you're going to give us credentials and then not give us credentials. You gave us one thing. And second of all, it's literally just personal opinion. What don't these people understand? 1 out of 10. Zelda has lost her essence. She no longer knows what she wants to be. Cry of a panda cub. My dead grandmother dug through 6 feet of dirt to play this game. The greatest game of all time that no one can refute. But GOAT is always persecuted. This is like people who complain about getting canceled. Nobody's canceling you. Nobody's persecuting Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom is literally breathtaking. Pun intended. They say the devil is in the details, but greatness is too. 10 out of 10. Game of the year, I hate life, but love me. Unbelievable adventure. You can't give a bad note on this one if you're honest. All of you will be very pleased to hear that Average Snail gave this game a 10 out of 10. As a snail myself, this game was very snail accessible and definitely one of the games of all time. Very good, fun to play. Love the part where you hit guys with a mop tied to a stick. Mop is the best weapon in the game. Very janitor friendly. Good. I love The Legend of Zelda. I haven't played that game, but I heard it's good. Overrated. Chasm made no. I want chicken. McDonald's open where? This looks like it could have been written by me at 2 a.m. when I woke up from a dead sleep. Game of the decade. Too bad the media agenda has other plans, but who cares? Thank you, Nintendo. At this point, who doesn't have an agenda? I think I'm the only one without an agenda. I need to get one. Very good, but not yet the best. Too repetitive sometimes. Needs more passion. Divine controls, graphic settings, incredible malice, appropriated neurotoxins. Play now. Oh, my beloved Zelda. You are now a skeleton of your former self, covered by a thin sheet, disguised as the franchise. I'm so glad that people are seeing the Breath of the Wild formula as it is finally. I got bored with it on my 3rd playthrough. Your third playthrough. Played it 3 times and thought, no, it's not that good actually. Some random fish girl took Sidon from me. I was happily playing the game until I went to the Zora's domain. I was going to see Sidon, my beloved, but there was this random fish girl and took him from me. If it wasn't for this, it would be a 10 out of 10. Very funny. Stop giving games joke reviews. That 5 out of 10 is real. This game is revoltionary. This game was robbed of Game of the Year by a mobile game on PC made for furries. Why am I surprised by all the Discord moderators that spam voted that unfinished garbage? blank for game of the year. I really want to know what they said there. I assume they said like Baldur's Gate 3, but probably misspelled it to such a degree that they accidentally wrote a curse word. Only thing that this game has going for it is the fact that it can run on a toaster, which, like, that should be an 8 or a 9 by itself. A game this good should not be able to run on what is essentially a mobile phone. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is so good, it could impress Shania Twain. I just finished it, 105 hours, and I never thought I'd say this, but I've played the best game ever next to Ocarina of Time, and it beats Breath of the Wild by far. I look forward to Starfield, but it's very difficult to beat Tears of the Kingdom. Buddy, I'm so sorry. Simply one of the best Zelda games of all time. I would say one of the best games of the history of video games. Must have and must play. I literally stood up to applaud the end of the game. Why though? Very good game. Well, blank, excuse me. I am going to write blank. Also, Breath of the Wild wasn't better, or was? No, it's misspelled, wasn't better. 10 out of 10. This game was a nightmare to experience. The English voice actors were so irritating, I had to turn the voice acting into a different language. I am so upset with myself that I never thought to do this. My wife gets tired of me complaining about how bad dubs are, and I wish I had thought of changing it so much earlier. This game is whack. Giving it a 10 so Nintendo's C-suite doesn't change, and this crap just dies already. Tears of the Kingdom is a technical masterpiece that has blanked me in like no game before or since. I don't want to know what these games are doing to you. This game is just okay, much worse than Breath of the Wild. 10 out of 10. Legend of Zelda: The Tears of the Kingdom are undoubtedly impeccable, and its gaming experience is unparalleled. In the 200-hour game duration, it brings me surprises, moves, and incredible. Many people think that it's not qualified, but I want to say it's enough. Even though its graphics and frame rate are not satisfactory, Nintendo compensates with its almost perfect gameplay and creativity. The more games you play, the more you believe they are perfect. This legendary series has always been focused on fun, and that's the most important aspect of the game. It fully interprets the game continuation of Legends with Legends, citing IGN, which has many solutions in every aspect. This experience is incredible, and I believe it is fully worthy of the previous year's game and also worthy of Legends. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. This is the best game ever. The story, the music, the visuals, the gameplay, it's all just perfect. I would play $100 for this masterpiece. Shut up! Shut up! Don't tell them that. They're already raising the prices. We already had to pay $70. No items like they used to be. But now we can glue a rock to a stick. Wow, this is an amazing game. If you do not think so, you were stupid. Joke's on you. I think it's an amazing game, and I'm stupid. What do you do when you have achieved perfection? Do you remake the wheel? No, you invent the car. Big brain. I give the reviews for Tears of the Kingdom like a solid 5 or 6. Half of the reviews are just people thinking that all of the negative reviews are review bombs from people who wanted Baldur's Gate to get Game of the Year, when in reality, the game is fantastic. We are now transitioning to my personal opinion. The game is fantastic, but it is sort of a rehash of the first game, which isn't a bad thing, but they just tried to do too much, and the Switch is an outdated platform. It needs to be updated. I'm hoping with the Switch 2, they bring in some serious technical upgrades and that it will be backwards compatible. I would love to experience Breath of the Wild with better visuals in 60 FPS. Anyway, the reviews for this game, not so great, but I'm glad it still has a pretty high score overall.